As I was on the phone with them, when I heard the first set of explosion, I could hear it as loud and clear as possible. Why they were wondering, what is that? What is that?
This is the ORAP. I am Vanessa James. Here are the stories making headlines today. Russia launched a wide-ranging attack on Ukraine on Thursday, hitting cities and bases with airstrikes or shelling as civilians piled into trains and cars to flee. Ukraine's government said Russian tanks and troops rolled across the border in a full-scale war that could rewrite the geopolitical order and whose fallout already reverberated around the world. In unleashing Moscow's most aggressive action since the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan, President Vladimir Putin deflected global condemnation and cascading new sanctions and chillingly referred to his country's nuclear arsenal. He threatened any foreign country attempting to interfere with, in quotes, consequences you have never seen. Meanwhile, opposition leader Mark Golding has called on Prime Minister Andrew Holness to address the nation on the Russia-Ukraine crisis, which he says has left the world in a heightened state of fear and insecurity. Golding says the impact on Russia's invasion has far-reaching effects for Jamaica. He blasted the government's handling of aiding Jamaican students in Ukraine to get home. On Wednesday, Foreign Affairs Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith stated that the government had offered loans to students in Ukraine to get home. She said none of the students accepted the offer. The 15-member CARICOM grouping on Thursday joined the global community in strongly condemning Russia's invasion of Ukraine and called for an immediate and complete withdrawal of military forces from the Eastern European country. CARICOM, which last week had urged all parties involved to act responsibly, said that Moscow should withdraw its troops and the cessation of any further actions that may intensify the current perilous situation in that country. Weeks of intense diplomacy and the imposition of Western sanctions on Russia failed to deter Putin, who had amassed between 150,000 and 200,000 troops along the borders of Ukraine. A Jamaican woman whose 20-year-old daughter is studying in Ukraine is now concerned, having not heard from her child in over an hour. The woman told ORAP that her daughter went to one of the underground bunkers with friends for safety. She has not been heard from since. The woman said she was on the phone with her daughter when the first explosions were heard. Ukrainian forces battled Russian invaders on 3 sides on Thursday after Moscow mounted an assault by land, sea, and air in the biggest attack on a European state since World War II. In other news, 5 boys between the ages of 10 and 17 were on Tuesday taken into police custody following the killing of a 62-year-old man in the community of Long Acre near Black River. The deceased has been identified as Delroy Walters, otherwise called Soji. A police source told ORAP that Walters was believed to have been suffering from a mental illness. It is theorized that Walters was attacked and stoned at his home on Monday before being found unconscious on Tuesday morning. A Jamaican man is now in custody after Florida police reportedly cracked another major lottery scamming network with links to Jamaica that milked elderly victims from New York, Arizona, and Texas out of over $500,000. Linton Roberts, 50, of Jamaica and Lauderhill, Florida, faces 21 charges including money laundering, grand theft, larceny, exploitation of the elderly, and fraud. According to NBC6 News in South Florida, Roberts' bond has been set at $1.1 million, but he remains at the Joseph V. Conte facility in Pompano Beach. This has been the ORAP. Catch up with these and other stories on JamaicaObserver.com. I am Vanessa James.